Hey, I'm DC.
I'm AJ.
And this is Barside Jive. We're at AJ's today. AJ's on Main, located in the 600 block of South Main Street, right across from the Grapevine Convention and Visitors Bureau, Hudgens and South Main. And today we're enjoying some AJ's pulled pork sandwiches and a raw blonde. And AJ's got
Franconia's Amber.
Yeah, and my good friend here's got. He won't tell us, but Darren.
I got a straw.
Yeah, Darren is with us today, and Darren is the front man for Dallas's own Back in Black AC/DC tribute band. I asked Darren to stop by today because something recently happened really cool for him, and I just thought it's got to be shared. So we want to talk a little bit about your recent experience going to Atlanta. And I guess let me ask you this first: how long have you been with Back in Black?
We've been doing this for about 16 years now.
Have you been with them since the inception?
Oh yeah, me and Mike started the band.
Okay. Now, is it true that you originally didn't live in Dallas? You were living somewhere on the East Coast?
I was living in New York, my hometown, and he used to fly me out for shows and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, well, we were an original band. Back in 1990, we both lived in California at the time, and we played original music. And back then, it was very competitive. So when we did shows out there, it wasn't like people were just coming to a club to see a band play. It was your specific friends that you gave the tickets to, that they gave you, and they were just there to see you. Mm-hmm. And if there were fans from other bands there, they were told not to applaud for you, not to do anything, that they would just applaud for their band, because then the owner would see and hire them back, and it was very competitive.
Wow.
So what we were doing was we'd have about 10, 20 people at our show and stuff, and a bunch of other people were there, but they were waiting for their band to come on. But at the end, we'd do an encore of AC/DC. So we started doing the AC/DC, and I would do the voice, and even the people that weren't paying attention, they'd be like, "The hell is going on over there?" And they would come up to the front. So band broke up after a few years, and I moved back home to New York. And I get a call in 2000 from Mike Mraz. He's like, "Hey man, it's Mike. Remember you always wanted to do an AC/DC tribute? You want to come to Dallas?" And I'm doing it. I'm starting up the band, and I'd love for you to come down and do it. So me being a professional musician, I'm very, successful. I was not working. I was unemployed, and I had plenty of time. So, so I came down, and we just started rehearsing. We got a bunch of guys together, and the rest is history. We just kept doing it and grinding it out until we finally got someplace with it.
Yeah, man, you guys have. You've had an awesome run.
Yeah, well, our first show was at a place called The Rock in Deep Ellum. We had about 10 people there. Wow. Yeah, and they treated us like crap. Wow. But what was funny was when we got popular, the guy that ran the place, he calls us up. He's like, when we were there, he was like, "Hurry up, get that stuff off the stage when we were done." And he was, "You're too loud," and just treating us like crap. Then we got a call from him after about 5 years into doing this, and we started playing all the big shows. We did the Bone Bashes for 93.3 The Bone, and we started getting a name for ourselves. So he calls us up. He's like, "Hey, Darren, how you doing?" I'm like, "The hell is this?" He's like, "Oh, do you remember me from The Rock?" I was like, "Yeah, I remember you." It's like, and he was trying to get us back in there, but he couldn't afford us then. So I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy."
Yeah, it's a shame that someone from Texas would treat you like that.
Yeah, it wasn't nice. We've had great experiences out here, but that one place, that wasn't too much fun.
Yeah.
But I told Mike, I said, one day we're going to be playing in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
And when we did the Bone Bash a few years later, we opened for Blue Oyster Cult. Mm-hmm. It was about 26,000. Mm-hmm. And I looked at Mike, I said, "See, told you." So. Yeah.
You guys have opened for Grand Funk Railroad too, right?
Grand Funk Railroad, Blue Oyster Cult, Vince Neil, Cheap Trick, just a bunch of them, man.
Cheap Trick, I love Cheap Trick.
Oh, they were great. They're nice guys too. We got pictures at the for those about to rock school down here of us with them.
Really?
They treat us. The best thing is to sit there. You're on the stage and opening for this band that you grew up worshiping.
Right.
And then you look on the side of the stage, and there they are doing this on the side of the stage, rocking out to you.
Isn't that awesome?
It's awesome. It's also scary too. It's also like, oh crap.
Please don't fail me now.
Yes.
But let's talk a little bit about Atlanta and that experience, how all that got started, I just can't imagine getting to audition in a band where, Bond, Scott, and Brian Johnson have been the front men, and you're getting that opportunity to do that. So tell us about it.
Well, when we heard about Brian, of course, we immediately were like, "Oh, that would be great if they called me." But we were just talking. We didn't really think anything would happen. Then we've been working with Live Nation a lot, and Live Nation actually sent them a little note saying, "You have to check this guy out," meaning me. So, Live Nation a lot for that. And they sent it out, but still a long shot. I'm sure thousands of people were sending stuff to them. So Mike, my guitar player Mike Mraz, he when he is asleep, his phone's off, everything's off. He doesn't pay attention to anything. He just doesn't want to be bothered. So they're calling him, texting him, the management of AC/DC, calling, texting, sending emails. I mean, they're just trying to get a hold of him all morning. And finally, they went to Facebook, our Facebook page, and they sent a message on that. And my drummer, Ken Shumo, saw it. And he's freaking out. He's trying to get in touch with Mike now. And he's calling Mike up, and he's like, answer your phone. So Mike wakes up, and he's like, what's going on here? What's all these messages? And then he saw what it was. So he freaks out. He calls me. I answer the phone, and he says, you need to sit down. And I said, all right. So he said, you busy next week? I was like, well, why? What do we got, a show? He's like, no, AC/DC just called. They want you to audition for the front man job. I was like, I screamed like Bobby Hill. I was like, eee! And we freaked out. We were all like schoolgirls, man. We were just screaming and laughing and giggling. We were like, oh my God, we're going down there.
Wow.
So we get the tickets. They fly us out to Atlanta on a Sunday. This was a little over a month ago, I think it was. I don't remember the exact date, but they fly us out on a Sunday. And the guy meets us. He tells us we'll go to do the audition tomorrow on Monday. So just enjoy the day today and just be yourself. Go down there. The guys are great. We're all one big family. This is the AC/DC family. We've all been with them since the 80s. So have a good time. We'll pick you up tomorrow. So sleeping didn't happen because I'm freaking out right now. So the next morning, they have a car waiting for us.
Any partying that night?
No, actually, I was being good because I knew I had to sing. So normally I don't care. I'm doing shows. I'm just like, it's one of my shows. I'm like, let's have a good time. But I'm sitting there like reading the Bible and stuff. I'm like, yes, no, just be quiet over there. I'm going to be good now. I'm barely speaking to save my voice.
Right.
So they pick us up, and we get down there, and they had a whole studio rented out. And they said, you're going to rehearse with the stage guys first, or the road crew, to set the levels up before the band actually gets here, so we can set the levels. But warning you, it's really loud. And I said, I love loud. They're like, no, you don't understand. They love to play loud. So I was like, okay. So they open the door. This is rehearsal, mind you. This is just standard rehearsal equipment. I opened the door, and it was like, oh! 4 full stacks of Marshalls on this side, 4 full stacks of Marshalls on that side, 2 huge bass rigs on this, and the huge drum kit in the middle. And I was just like, oh my God, this is insane. And I'm rehearsing with the road crew guys, setting the levels, and it is loud. Oh my God, it was loud. But it was awesome loud. So we're sitting there talking, and one of the road crew guys, we made friends with them, and everybody's so friendly. It really is like a family, and we didn't feel like these inferior guys that just were walking in. We were all treated like we knew them for years. So they said, let me tell you a Bond story, one of the road crew guys. He says, so we finished the show, and Bond comes walking over to us with a few girls. Not necessarily pretty, Bond didn't care. And the girls love Bond, Bond loved the girls. So he said, boys, what time are we leaving in the morning? So they said, we're leaving at 11. He was like, okay, I'll see you. So he gets in the car and drives away with them. So 10:59 next day, 10:59, here comes a station wagon with Bond and about 7 girls piled into the station wagon. So Bond gets out, and they knew he didn't sleep because he's wearing the same clothes he was wearing from the night before. And he sends the girls on their way, and he's like, okay, boys, let's go. And that was a daily thing with him. That's what he would do. That was Bond. So
Wow.
me and Mike are sitting there talking, and we were just like, oh, this is amazing. And I'm looking behind Mike, and I see somebody waiting to say hi, and it's Angus. I said, get out of the way. So I told Mike to get out of the way, and Angus came over, and he's just like, all right, no, we're going to get started in a minute. Thank you for coming out. Nice as hell, dude. I mean, amazing. All these guys were so amazing.
Yeah.
And he said, we're just going to go outside and have a smoke and some tea, and we'll be right back. And literally, I've never seen people drink so much tea in my life. They just love tea. They have their own little tea maker there, and they're just, that's what they drink.
Wow.
You wouldn't think that. So they come back in, and Angus says, all right, call out the songs, whatever you want to do. We'll start doing them. So I started calling out, some of the songs from the Back in Black album and stuff, and we were doing it. And I was looking at the set list, so I just said, all right, they had the Rock or Bust set list there. So I said, all right, let's go down the list. So we did every song on the list. I did the whole Rock or Bust tour set list. So that was like 2 hours. Every song. We took a break in the middle, went outside, and when we went outside, we were just sitting around shooting the shit. And I asked Angus, I said, all right, I need to know the story. Why did Bon Scott stop playing the bagpipes? I've heard a bunch of different things. What happened? He said, well, in those days, it was really rowdy in the beginning. And fans would just jump on the stage and get crazy. And one day, somebody decided they wanted the bagpipes. So they grabbed the bagpipes while Bon was playing them. And Bon is now in a tug-of-war with the guy until Bon finally got fed up and drop-kicked him off the stage. And then at the end of the show, Bon said, I've had enough of this. It's not worth it. I'm not playing the bagpipes anymore. And he never used them again. They just never did it again.
Oh.
That was it. That
was really cool.
Oh, yeah. And I'm just sitting there like this. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Yeah, I'm a sponge.
So we're doing 2 hours worth of this, the whole set. And then Angus says, you want to do some more? I was like, yeah. He's like, do you know Riff Raff? And I said, yeah, I know Riff Raff. He's like, all right, we're adding this into our set, but we're a little rusty on it, so please forgive us if we mess up because we're a little rusty on it. And I was like, that's all right, you guys got the job. Don't worry about it. So, and it was just so awesome, dude, just playing all the songs. It took every ounce of energy for me to sit there because they wanted me to go to the front like I'm singing for people and stuff like that. And it was so hard because I know who's behind me playing. It was so hard for me not to just go and just stare at them and just watch them play and stuff like that.
Totally intimidating.
Oh yeah, during it's like being in an accident. You're driving. You're knowing you got to go left, right, whatever, and then afterwards is when you go, holy crap, what just happened? And that's exactly what happened with me. And when it got real to me was we were doing "Shot Down in Flames," and there's a part in the song where Bon goes, "Hey you, Angus, shoot me, shoot." And for 16 years, I've been doing that with my guitar player, Mike. So this time I did it, and I realized, holy crap, I'm actually saying it to Angus. And then Angus comes over while I'm doing it, and he walks by me, and he picks up the guitars, down, 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 and I'm just like, I just wanted to pick him up. I just like,
That's awesome.
It was the best experience. So afterwards, we played. I was there for 4 hours, hanging with them and jamming with them for 4 hours. And afterwards, he just, they told me, Angus said I did a great job. He loved me. He told Mike the same thing. And Mike said to him, he's like, I felt a little uncomfortable wearing that schoolboy outfit in the beginning. Then I got used to it. Did you, ever feel that way? And Angus said, that's the secret to getting the girls. And Mike was like, yeah. So that's what it was.
Cool.
Actually, Mike said that. So Mike said it's the secret to getting the girls, and Angus said, shh, don't tell anybody.
That is so cool. Did you get any photos of the
weren't allowed
studio?
to take photos, weren't allowed to take pictures.
Yeah,
very strict. And the worst thing was we weren't allowed to tell anybody. We weren't allowed to say anything because they didn't know which direction they were going.
Oh, okay.
And that's what they said to us. We don't know who's going to get picked, what direction we're going in. So please don't say or do anything until we put out our official release.
Right.
When we do that, then you guys can go forth and do it. And it was really hard. So, my wife knew, of course, and, I'm texting her, letting her know everything that's going on, and she's flipping out because she can't tell anybody. And what drove me crazy was my friends didn't even know back in New York. So they're texting me, and they're going, hey, dude, just heard about Brian Johnson. Why don't you audition? Ha, 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 LOL. And I'm like, I'm here. I just wanted to say, I'm here.
I've been there.
No, they would text me while I was there. They had no idea I was there. And I wanted to say, I'm here standing next to Angus. You know, it was like, that was the hardest part, keeping it quiet all this time.
So how long did you have to wait?
When the press release came out, that was the day we were able to release it. So it's been been over a month.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh God, it was so hard. Because everybody kept asking me, did you audition? Did you send the tape in? And I had to say, well, yeah, you know, like everybody else, I sent the tape, and I'm just sitting there dying to tell them I was there, you know.
Yeah, you were one of the ones selected to come in.
It was awesome. It was so much fun.
Yeah. I just heard that Axl Rose got going to finish the tour with them.
Yeah, we went down after the day after I auditioned. We were leaving, and the guy said that guys want to know they loved you, wanted you to know that they love you, and you did a great job. And but we don't know what direction we're going in. This is new to us too. We've never done anything like this before, so we don't even know what's going on yet. So please don't say anything, and we'll let you know. And we kind of figured it out because about a week after that, we saw that Axl Rose was staying in Atlanta at the same hotel we were staying at. So we were like, damn it.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't, you know, I do okay, but that's freaking Axl Rose. So.
Yeah. You know, when you're on stage, every time I've seen you, you're singing the original stuff, you are Bond. You've got him. I mean, you've got him, and you've got him down, and you've got the same vibe. And when you're doing Brian's, you know, the stuff with Brian, it's the same way. I mean, I've always felt that way about your performance, and I feel the same way about Mike. Well, most of the band members, but Mike too. But he's just about 2 feet too tall to be.
Yeah, he always. You'll notice when we play, when he comes close to me, he always hunches down.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
I tried to put him on my shoulders once. But he's like a friggin' tree.
Oh, yeah.
So I put him on my shoulders once. I was like, and he was all moving around. I was like,
this ain't working.
Oh, yeah, we toppled.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. But he spun around on the floor and made it look like it was
cool.
part of the show. So only we knew. That was way back in the beginning, and that was the last time we did that.
But you don't do it anymore.
Yeah. No, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, he is tall.
Yes.
No, that when I read the press release, I was just like, man, we got to talk to Darren because it's it had to be such an exciting time in your life to get to actually meet those guys. And
oh my God, it was. I just the background singers. You know, I look to my left and there's Cliff doing the backgrounds to Dirty Deeds. You know,
really?
It's like Dirty Deeds. I was like, this is so freaking awesome.
What a story, man.
And it was loud. My ears were ringing when I left, and
really?
I play loud, but.
Well, that's what, you know, I've read that Brian has said, you know, they play so their stage presence is so loud that his ears are he's having lots of problems, I guess.
Yeah, they didn't really talk about it. They're very private about all the inner workings and stuff, and I just know the same thing everybody else knows from the articles and stuff.
Right.
He was losing his hearing and couldn't do it anymore.
Well, from what I've read, I mean, he hasn't ruled out making a comeback, but, you know, but I guess it all depends on his health. You know, it's a shame, but as we get older, you know, people start falling off. I mean, they lost Malcolm to illness, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, Phil's had some personal issues, so he's out, at least for now.
Right.
And
Slade was there when we did the audition. It was Slade.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But your wife was really proud of you, wasn't she?
Oh, she's loving it. She's loving it. She's all over Facebook right now.
Did she make the trip?
No. It was just me and Mike just went out there. They wanted it simple and easy, and so it was very professional. They're very on time and professional and all this other stuff, and just so much fun to talk to. They just joke around. It's like hanging out when you're teenagers. I mean, they're still teenagers.
Yeah.
They're still hanging out, playing rock and roll, and just joking around and having a great time. That's why I've always loved AC/DC.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you've always heard about them, that they're just having fun playing rock and roll. They asked them one time in an interview, how come we never hear like all this drama with the band and stuff like these other bands? They're like, we play rock and roll and get paid. It's like, why would we be upset about anything? This is just the most fun job to have in the world. So they're very grateful about it too. So
well, for somebody that's seen you sing so many times with Back in Black, I'm disappointed that you didn't get the job.
yeah, me too.
So just want to throw that out there. I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people, obviously, you can see on Facebook that you know, that are really disappointed that you weren't chosen. But you know, hey, it's their business, and I guess they know what's best for, you know, for their business. So, but I'm just tickled that you got the opportunity. Yeah, I wish you'd have booked the job, but I'm just tickled that you got the opportunity because I know that just.
Oh, that was worth it right there.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to dream about meeting them.
Yeah.
And I get to play with them now. The closest we got before this was about over 10 years ago. We got a call. Mike gets a call, and it was somebody from Brian Johnson's organization. And he lives in Sarasota, Florida, well, one of the places where he lives. And he's apparently very big with the community there. And they love him down there. So Mike gets a call. Mike doesn't know who it is. And Mike says, hello. And the guy goes, yeah, we wanted you guys to come down to Sarasota, Florida, do a community center benefit. And we heard your singer does Brian Johnson really good. And Mike says, he does Brian better than Brian. And the guy said, that's funny you should say that because Brian Johnson is the one who asked me to call. And Mike's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was just saying that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
He was like, nah, Brian would laugh at that. Brian would love that. And sure enough, we get down there and everybody knows that we're coming to do this. And they all know Brian Johnson. They love Brian Johnson. I mean, they're like, oh, you see that? He put money into that. Somebody else told me a story that one of a band member died in a car accident, and they were putting on a benefit to raise money, and all the local bands came, and Brian Johnson showed up and said, can I be involved? He's that kind of guy. So we were hoping he'd be there, because it was the rumor was that he may be there. So we're just anticipating it and hoping. So right before we go on, the lady comes to us and says, Brian couldn't make it. He's flying out to, I guess he was going to England. I don't know if it was for the Black Ice, to record the Black Ice album or whatever it was. I really don't remember. But it was for some reason he was going out to England for the band. But his wife is here, Brenda, and his nephews are here. So I was like, awesome. So we're singing, we're doing the whole show. And Brenda comes up to us afterwards, and just nicest person in the world. She was so sweet. She was like, okay, first of all, she said, I want you to know you freak me out. She says, not only do you sound like my husband, but you move like him on stage. So I was kind of freaking a little. Just wanted you to know that. And he called me from the plane, and he said he's sorry he didn't make it. He wanted to come up and sing with you. And I was like, oh. Tell me that. Oh.
Yeah. Could have kept that to yourself.
God. So he was like, yes, he would have loved to have done that, but he told me, make sure that you go out and see the boys. And I was like a little kid. I was like, he called us the boys? She was like, yes, he did. So we were just talking for a while with her, and she's like, would you like to hear some stories? And we said, absolutely. So she told this one story about, she said, he's not the kind of guy, like rock star mentality where, incognito and I don't want people to know me. No, if you don't know who he is, she said, he'll walk up to you and go, hey, John, Brian Johnson, AC/DC, nice to meet you. He'll be doing all that stuff. So she said they were at like a karaoke bar one time, and he was sitting there, and the kid was singing Shook Me All Night Long. And he was just sitting there, and she could tell. And she said, oh, just go ahead. So he goes behind the stage, grabs the mic, and the kid's going, fast machine, and all of a sudden, Brian comes behind and puts his arm around, we're the best damn woman that I ever seen! The kid's just like, ah. So
that is cool, man.
Yeah, so that was the closest we got until this Atlanta trip.
Right.
So.
How awesome. So you've had even a close encounter there with Brian.
Yeah. And we asked them, we said to them, this is great, and just, whether we get the job or not, just the fact that we're out here is just the opportunity to do this was worth it all. And now you know who we are too, so that's cool. They were like, oh, we've known who you are for a long time. You've been on our radar for a long time. Great job, they said. We were like, but we had no idea. So
well, that means a lot.
I couldn't have asked for a better compliment than that. That was awesome.
No, yeah, it really is. So, man, I know you guys are doing Stripwired.
Yeah, we have an original album out called Stripwired. It's been out for quite a few years now, and we've been so busy with Back in Black, we haven't had time to record another one, but we are finishing up our first single for the next album that's coming out. So we're starting a new album. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's just in the works now. So we're just doing scratch tracks right now and everything.
So in the beginning, you started out doing original stuff.
In the 90s, we did original stuff. Nothing to do with AC/DC, but we would encore with AC/DC. So we would encore with AC/DC because we knew the crowd liked it, and that's what we got that's why Mike got the idea to just do it. He was in a couple of tribute bands before that. He was in a Cheap Trick tribute band, and just bar scene and stuff like that. But when we started doing the AC/DC, we just knew that there was something here that was going to work. because they didn't have a big tribute scene out here when we started it, so it was really a chance that we took to do this. I mean, we did a lot of shows for free, ate a lot of money to do this, and we paid our dues and stuff like that because you got to do it, and it all worked out. One day we did a show at House of Blues, and it was, I forget the band that we were closing for. It was supposed to be, the big band was going to play, it was a national act, and then they were just going to have us, while the people were leaving, we were going to sing them out doing AC/DC. So that band had about 500 or 600 people at their show. So they left. There was about a half hour between when we were going to go on, just to keep the people there. That's what they thought, just to keep the people there. So they had about 500 or 600 people. They sent half the staff home. So we go on. There's over 1,000 people there. They had to call staff back. They ran out of booze, if I'm not mistaken. And it just so happened one of the guys from Live Nation was there, and he saw that. So that's why, when people don't want to do free shows and stuff and pay their dues, it's worth it. He came back and he was like, I think that we can do stuff together. He says, you guys are going to go someplace here with this. So, and that's when we started getting with Live Nation and getting the House of Blues gigs, then Jack's Throwback and all the other stuff. So it all just took off. That's why it doesn't matter if you're playing in front of 10 people or 10,000 people, do the show.
Exposures.
Yeah, do the show.
Right.
It's like they said that, a guy said that about David Lee Roth when they first started out in California. They said Dave would be singing to the staff. That'd be nobody in the place but the staff. And Dave would be like he was in an arena. And he'd be like, can you hear me out there? And the bartender would be like, yeah, Dave, I can hear you fine. But he would act like he was on. He would always be on.
Right.
And you never know who's going to be there.
Right.
You never know.
Right. Wow. Awesome story.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
The ones that I can remember. I told my friends they have open carry out here now. And my friends are hysterical laughing.
Yeah.
They thought I was full of crap. I was like, no, dude, they have open carry out here now. They can have shootouts now.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we have them twice a day here on the tower, don't we?
Well, I heard a 911 call, and I sent the link to my friends. It was in Texas, and the guy's like, hey, there's somebody trying to break into my neighbor's house. So send officers, wait for the officers. No, I have my legal permit. I have my gun. I'm going to go over there. Sir, please don't get involved in that. Let the cops come. No, I see him. He's coming at me. Sir, just walk away. No, I'm going to shoot him. No, sir, just walk away. No, I'm in my rights. I shot him. I was like,
Okay.
and that's a day in Texas. So.
Oh, yeah, we can be rowdy.
Yeah, but I love living out here. I mean, people are so great out here. It's so friendly.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just the music scene is awesome out here. The fans are so loyal out here. It's insane.
They're friendly except for the dude down in Deep Ellum at the...
Except the guy at the... Sorry if you're listening, dude.
Whatever your name is.
Sorry if you're listening.
Well, we hated to leave you behind, but, we don't have time.
I love you still, brother.
Oh, that's great. So usually, if you play guitar, we let you play a little guitar. But I don't know that you want to sing a cappella. But if you want to belt the line of "Have a Drink on Me" or something else, we could sure let you do it.
We'll see what you guys want to do. I don't know how it's going to sound a cappella. Well, I got my bill. I'm going to take you to hell. Gonna get you, Satan, get you. Hell's bells.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And then you got to do Bond. Wait. Well, I am the ever upper class, high society, and God's gift to ballroom notoriety. And I always fill my ballroom. The event is never small. The social pages say I've got the biggest balls of all. I'll do a Bond for you.
So, man, you're just awesome at both. See, just what I was saying, man.
I'd live for that. I've been doing that since I was a kid. I'm not doing anything different on stage that I didn't do with a hairbrush in front of my mirror at my house, standing on my air hockey table as my stage.
So what age did you start singing?
I never knew I could sing. I always liked to sing, and I never knew I could sing. But since I was like 8, 9 years old, my first 8-track. God, I'm old. First 8-track I heard was "L.A. Woman" by The Doors. So it was my older brothers. And that's what got me into rock and roll. And then I heard AC/DC, and that's it. And I heard TNT, and I was just sold on that. And I didn't know I could sing. And I started out as a guitar player, and that's what I do For Those About to Rock School. I teach guitar.
Okay.
And I was a guitar player in my bands growing up as a teenager. Spent all my life sitting in my house learning guitar. didn't go out much, just go to be a guitar player. So all my life, all that work, and now I sing in a band. It's so fantastic for that. Which I'm glad, but
you can teach.
But the way I found out that I could actually sing with a band was I was about 14 years old, and I was in a band doing covers, of course, doing old metal, and we were doing. We finally saved up enough money to go to a place in New York called Monkey Hill Studios, which was the place where all the bands went to practice, record, or whatever. So we finally saved up enough each. So we're all excited. We had a brand new singer that was going to come in because we couldn't find a singer. So we had a brand new singer that was going to come in. Never showed. We already paid for the room. So we were like, crap. So they said, I knew the words. Yeah. Well, they didn't know I could sing either because I never sang, and I would just sing in my house privately. So they said, Darren, just, you know the words, just sing. I was like, fine. So we started doing it. So I was like, so I got up there. I left alone. My mind was blank. And I'm singing, and they're just looking at me, and I went, what did I see? Could not believe. And I'm doing all this, and they just stopped. And I was like, oh, did I suck that bad? They said, no, dude, you're singing from now on. It's easier to find a guitar player than a singer. You're the singer now. I was like, no, I'm a guitar player. No, you're not. You sing way better than you play.
Wow.
But that's what I do. But it's cool, though, that I know how to play guitar because I get to teach the kids.
Yeah.
And I want to do a shout out to my granddaughter, Taylor. I teach her vocals, and I put a band together for them, Pat Benatar Tribute Band. They've been doing it since they were 11. She was 11. She's 14 now. The kids range in age from like 13 to 16, and it's a Pat Benatar tribute.
Cool.
They just played at the Rail Club.
Very cool.
They're doing paying gigs now.
Serious.
They're playing Jack's Throwback for the 3rd time this year. Yeah, doing the Pat Benatar stuff.
Wow, I need to hear that.
I teach the bass, the guitar, and the vocals. And Paul Brown from Rock and Roll Over, he teaches the drums to the drummer kid.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're
cool.
Amazing. So
I like to hear them.
Oh yeah, they're called All Fired Up. They're going to be playing at where is it? I think they're playing with us at Bronson Rock. I'm pretty sure. Just go to backandblack.info. You'll see our calendar with all the dates and stuff.
Okay, cool.
So,
yeah, I was going to ask you how people catch you.
Yeah, just go to our website. We post all over the place. I mean, when we have a show, it's all over Facebook. It's all over, and especially when we're in town and stuff, because we travel a lot. So.
Right.
I think April 29th we'll be at Gas Monkey Bar and Grill.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to come out to the Gas Monkey, it's gonna be a great show. It's gonna be fun.
Cool. What a good time. What's the website again?
Backandblack.info.
All right. Cool.
And also we're also on Facebook, same Back in Black info thing.
Really appreciate. I know AJ does too. You coming by, man.
Oh, no problem, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome stories. But like I said, I wanted to capture this moment because I knew it just you could just talk about it. So I want to make sure I got you.
Oh, absolutely.
Got you first. So.
All right. And last thing, I had all the guys in AC/DC laughing because I do this thing. I saw a comedian do it years ago, and I taught myself how to do it. The old kung fu movies where they overdub it in English.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had them cracking up doing this. Looks something like this.
Okay.
Hey, you. Still, my kung fu is much better than yours. You want height? Height me. Ha, I'll ask you.
That is awesome.
Thank you. And on that note,
man, Darren, thank you so much.
problem,
What a way
man.
to take us out, right? That is awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, man, I guess we can eat, huh?
yes, let's eat.
Hey, while Darren's finishing his sandwich, just want to say that we had a great time, and AJ and I both, we'll see you on Barside Jive next time.
See you guys.
Bye. And do you want to say bye to him? No, she.
Cheers.
Cheers? Okay, cheers.
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 Salute.
Salute.